still a little too early to transplant the onion seedlings out into the garden. We're still getting freezes at night, so wait a couple more weeks. But I need to trim these back so that they continue growing. Otherwise they get leggy and start falling over. So I'll trim them back about 2 inches high today, and I'll show you the process of trimming those. And also the vegetables, which are growing nicely, need to be thinned. Some of them got 2 and 3 plants per pot, and I need to trim back to the strongest of each one of them. So I'll get these over onto the potting table here, and then I'll start the process of pruning these onions and then trimming the plants. Okay, got the onions set up here on the table. I've got a bowl to put the clippings in because we use these for salads. We don't like to waste them. They're really good. What I want to do is grab all these onions and trim them off about 2 inches high. So it's just a simple process of going through and grabbing each group of onions and clipping the tops off and putting them in a little bowl so we can use them in our salads. I'm using just standard kitchen scissors, nothing fancy here. If these are not trimmed off, they'll get really leggy and they'll all start falling off and falling over, and then they start getting fungus on them, or had to interrupt the process there for a few seconds to turn the fan on. It makes too much noise to make any videos in here. But what I started to say with if these plants are allowed to fall over, and some of them have already fallen over here, they will get damping off, and plants will die or they'll rot. So it's always important to keep them trimmed as the waiting to go into the garden. Once they're in the garden, the natural wind and activity in the garden will keep them growing, and they won't have this problem of getting leggy anymore. You have to be somewhat careful in trimming these. If you're not real careful and you think you've cut them all, and you go to take the tops off and put them in the dish over here, you'll actually pull out some of the young seedlings. So you have to be really careful that you feel the pressure on the plants, and if it hasn't come off after they were cut off, you need to cut off the ones that you missed. So this is a fairly, as I said, straightforward project. It just takes a little bit of time, and I may shut off the video here for a few seconds, and I'll finish this, and then I'll come back on when they're all trimmed and show you the finished process. Okay, they're all trimmed now. They're all about 2 inches high. Have a good sized bowl full of clippings left over, which will be used in the camera had shut off from overheating, so it did not record the section on trimming these plants. What I did, I pruned off all but one plant in each pot so that I kept the strongest plant in each one, and that's jalapeno peppers, kale, Chinese broccoli. Both of these are Chinese broccoli, and these are peppers over here. So these plants here were taken out. They'll be put in the compost, and now these plants won't be crowded, and they can start growing and spread out the roots, and they'll do much better. Kale will be ready to go in the garden very shortly, as soon as we quit getting frost. So I just noticed there is one extra plant back here that I did not take out. So the plants are all trimmed and they're ready to uh, grow for another couple weeks till the weather breaks. So that'll conclude this video. Thanks for watching.